Good evening. Thank you. Thank you all for braving the cold and being here with us tonight. It's super cold, but we're happy to see your faces. Just a quick level set for those of us who can't find a seat, standing room only. It's great news. But this portion is only about 15 minutes, and then we're going to release you to do all the fun engagement stuff that's in the back of the room. So you won't be standing for too long, I promise. Whether you live in Portsmouth, whether you work here, own a business, or just care about the future of the waterfront, really happy to see you tonight. My name is Amanda Carter. I'm with the Charette Agency. We are a locally based research and engagement firm that's working with the city of Portsmouth and our friends at AECOM to help design and deliver the public engagement process for this project. I'm going to pause right there for a second and introduce the project manager for AECOM, Sarah Richards. Just wants to come on up and say hey. Sarah?
Wow, so happy to see so many folks here. My name is Sarah Richards. I'm Senior Associate with AECOM's Economics and Real Estate Advisory Practice, and very excited to be part of the transformation of the Crawford Bay site. We're helping the city of Portsmouth make sure that this site reaches a national audience of qualified developers who are excited to work in Portsmouth and to deliver the city's vision of the waterfront. So I will be around. Please feel free if you have any questions or ideas you want to share, come up and say hi. Thanks.
Thanks, Sarah. So I want to begin tonight by being super clear about the purpose, about what we're all here to do. The meeting that you're in right now, it's really about early community input. Before plans are drawn and before developers submit proposals. There are no designs being presented tonight. There are no development concepts to react to, and really that's intentional. Everybody hates when you ask, when you ask for folks' opinion after it no longer matters, right? So we want to make sure we hear from you while it still matters, while there's still time to shape those design plans and what happens next, as opposed to just sort of reacting to it later. The slide on the screen right now shows the overall timeline for the project. You don't need to study it. This is just to sort of help everyone understand where we are in the process. Right now, we're still very early. The city is gathering input. We're talking with stakeholders and setting expectations before any developer is selected. You'll also see that tonight is not the only opportunity for community input. There are multiple meetings and different check-ins planned throughout the process as it moves forward. The big takeaway here is that this process tonight is not just a single meeting. Community input is built along the entirety of the process. Transparency is absolutely at the forefront. So a question we often get when we run meetings like this is, okay, this is all great, but how does what we say tonight actually get used? How's it going to shape what happens next? Well, your input helps shape three very important things. First, it helps guide what the city asks developers to propose. That's the priorities, the expectations that will be laid out so that we can measure and bake them into future requests. Second, it helps clarify what outcomes matter most to you. Not just what gets built, but what the waterfront needs to do for Portsmouth now and in the future. And third, it helps inform how proposals are evaluated. So when the city reviews ideas submitted from developers later on, they're going to be looking at those ideas through the lens of what you have said here tonight. This input collectively becomes part of the foundation for all of the future decisions that guide this site specifically. So before we go any further, it's important to be very clear about what tonight is and is not. Tonight is not a chance. Tonight is. It is a chance. Tonight is a chance. Tonight is a chance to learn about the process and the site. Tonight's a chance to share ideas, priorities, your thoughts in general. And it is a way to help shape what the city asks developers to propose, to bring forward. Tonight is not a vote. It's not a final plan, and it is not a developer selection meeting. I know, cue the womp womp. But importantly, it's a chance for you to have an impact and to be heard. No decisions are being made tonight. The goal is to gather that input early so the city can move forward with a clear understanding of what the community wants and what it needs. So before we explain how tonight's engagement is going to work, we want to make sure that everybody has the same basic understanding of the site that we're talking about at the waterfront. I'm going to hand things over to Brian Donahue. He is the Director of Portsmouth Economic Development. He's going to walk through the Crawford Bay site, where it's located, and how it fits into the larger waterfront. Brian?
Good evening. Thank you again for coming out, braving the cold weather this evening for the important matter that we're here to discuss. I am Brian Donahue. I'm the Director of the Economic Development Office for the City of Portsmouth, and our office is providing project management oversight for this initiative on the behalf of the city and our Economic Development Authority. I want to reiterate to Amanda's comments that your participation and feedback on this important economic development opportunity are extremely important as we work to solicit interest in the redevelopment of Portsmouth's waterfront. The conversations that we are going to have here tonight will help facilitate one of the largest economic development initiatives the City of Portsmouth has ever undertaken. I can't underemphasize how critical and important this is to our city's future. I hope you're as excited as I am about this matter. It's really transformative and historic opportunity that we have in front of us here today. There are a number of elected and appointed officials who are committed to moving this initiative forward that are here in attendance this evening, and I would like to just recognize those members of our city leadership. From our city council, our vice mayor, Bill Moody, is in attendance. We also have Councilman Mark Hugel, Councilman Vernon Tillage, Councilwoman Catherine Bryant here. I believe those are our city council representatives in the audience. Thank you all for attending. I think it just reiterates your commitment to this project and what we're looking to move forward with. We also have representatives from our Economic Development Authority. Our chairman, Malcolm Mitchell, is in attendance this evening, as well as our treasurer, Teresa Saunders-Smith. I believe we have a few other members of our Economic Development Authority here in the room, as well as our Portsmouth Port and Industrial Commission. Thank you all for your attendance. There are a number of city department heads and other agencies represented here tonight. Again, the overall commitment to this project, I think, is evident by those here in the room, including yourselves. So thank you all again for attending. So tonight's conversation is really focused on one site, and that is Crawford Bay. It is the 6-acre portion of property that is controlled by our Economic Development Authority and the City of Portsmouth that you can see on the screen here. This is property that I think most of you are very familiar with. Some of you may live across the street from it. We are looking to transform this site into an economic engine for our community. It's important for us to understand how you feel about the waterfront as a whole, however. So we will be discussing some other locations on the waterfront tonight because what we learn from the community will help to shape not only the Crawford Bay site, but the entire waterfront as we work to plan and develop over time. So you'll see a few questions tonight that zoom out beyond Crawford Bay and will ask about your larger vision for Portsmouth's waterfront. So this map shows the site and where it's located. The largest portion of which I think most of you might recall is the Holiday Inn site, I think is what it's commonly been referred to. We also have the Harbor Court parking garage. So that is a component of the project. That parking garage will need to be redeveloped, and we will be working on a plan for that. We can certainly respond to any questions that you have this evening at the breakout sessions, but that will need to be replaced as part of the project. So we will be working on that, and that will be incorporated within the planning. The former Portside site, as well as the former Visitor Center property, are also incorporated in the property. We're looking at the north landing as potential for expansion, so you can see that highlighted as well. and there's some additional areas along the seawall that could be opportunities for expansion of the project. So again, we're not going to be getting into design concepts this evening, decisions, or any technical details, but our focus is really going to be on understanding community perspectives, priorities, and values that can guide future development conversations, both for Crawford Bay and the waterfront more broadly. So I'm going to turn it back over to Amanda, who's going to talk to you about how the sessions are going to work once we break out. And I look forward to talking to you each individually about the project and your feedback. So thank you so much.
All right, thank you, Brian. Very important context. So now that we're all oriented, I'm going to walk through how tonight is structured and how you'll be able to take part. So tonight is set up as an open house instead of a traditional town hall style meeting. We're using this format because it gives everyone more flexibility and more equal opportunity to participate. So rather than listening to long presentations, I promise this one's about to wrap up, or waiting to speak, passing the mic, lines for the mic, you're going to be able to move through the space at your own pace. You're going to be able to focus on the questions that matter most to you and share your input directly. Our team will be around the room the entire time to answer questions or help if anything is unclear. There's a member of my team standing at each one of the stations in the back of the room. All right, yeah. Around the room, you'll find 5 stations. Each station focuses on a different question related to Crawford Bay and some of them the waterfront more broadly. You can visit the stations in any order, and you can spend as much or as little time at each one as you'd like. There is a recommended flow posted, 1 through 5, but it's totally optional. If you're feeling rogue tonight, no problem. Start with 4, hop to 2, however you want to do it. Each station stands completely on its own. The questions tonight move from specific to more big picture. You'll be asked about what kinds of uses, amenities you'd like to see at Crawford Bay. What would make the waterfront a place that you'd want to spend more time and be proud to bring friends and family to when they visit? You'll be asked to think more broadly about what you want Portsmouth waterfront to become over time and what developers should be aiming to deliver in their proposals. And finally, we're going to ask you what should matter most when the city reviews development proposals in the future. So again, what framework, what matters most to you that the city needs to carry forward as they compare different developer proposals when it's time for those to come in. If you are short on time and you're not able to stay for the full session, that is completely okay. We encourage you to do as much as you can while you're here and then finish later online. The online survey includes the same questions that you'll see here tonight, and it has the same impact. You'll find QR codes and links posted around the room, and we encourage you to share them with others if they weren't able to attend tonight. Thank you again for being here and for taking the time to share your perspective. Your voice matters. Input from tonight and from the online survey are going to be summarized and shared as a part of this process. And so with that, I want to open up the room. Please begin visiting the stations behind you in the back of the room. Take your time and let us know if you have any questions along the way. Myself, my team, Brian Donahue, will all be here. Thank you.
We're gathered here tonight at the Portsmouth Renaissance Hotel to hold the first of our community public engagement meetings on the redevelopment of the Crawford Bay waterfront development site. Tonight we've welcomed over 120 individuals from the Portsmouth community, including residents and business leaders, to gather as stakeholders in the project to provide input, feedback, and help plan for the vision on how this property will be developed as we work to solicit development interest.
Thank you so much for coming.
Yes.
Appreciate it.
This is a really great idea. I love this sort of format.
We tried to let people flow in, flow out, not have to wrestle for the mic, you know.
Yeah.
The format for this evening's meeting and the meetings going forward, it's one where we'll have a brief introduction to the Crawford Bay project, so a presentation to include background information and overview of the process. Following that, we do a breakout session on various topics as it relates to the project, where residents have the opportunity to provide individual engagement with the project management team, as well as providing their comments and input. So we have a number of breakout stations where they can do that, and then we'll take that information that's received and we'll compile it so that we have a really kind of formalized report out of what the citizens in Portsmouth are prioritizing and what types of outcomes they'd like to see from the project. Attendance was great. I think it was a greater turnout than we had hoped for and expected. Standing room only, so we were really pleased to see the interest in the community and those that showed up to participate. It was really encouraging. There was a lot of excitement and energy in the room and a lot of great feedback that we received from the community.
With the public green spaces and stuff, a lot of votes.
The Crawford Bay development site is really a historic opportunity to remake Portsmouth's waterfront. And there really is a need to get this right. We really only have one opportunity. It is, kind of a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity that we've been presented with this property, and it's really critical that we get it right for generations to come. We'll have one more initial public engagement meeting, which will be held on February 12th from 6 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. at the Idawe Pavilion. That will be the second and final initial engagement, after which we'll be preparing and issuing a request for qualifications for the Crawford Bay project. We do expect to have future meetings as the project evolves and we begin working through some of the proposals that we receive to make sure that those plans, as they come in, are in alignment with the community's priorities. There's a renewed focus and energy as it relates to the Crawford Bay site, both from city leadership and the community as well. So it's been prioritized as one of the key economic development initiatives in the city of Portsmouth in 2026. And I think that is representative of what was here tonight with the turnout that we received. We're committed to getting this property developed and working with the community to have their input and their participation in the process. The City of Portsmouth Economic Development Office has partnered with AECOM Consulting and the Charette Agency on the project, so they are our supporters and partners in working to move this project forward. And they were here tonight supporting that effort, and I think as a result we've really had a successful outcome.
What are you guys thinking about a possible anchor for Portsmouth?
We haven't really given it a lot of thought because we just moved here really recently.